On this week's LA Diaries, we chat all things royal and JLo and Ben, obviously, with celebrity psychic Emily Adame. Emily works with everyone from Bravo stars to Fortune 500 entrepreneurs. The clairvoyant gives us her predictions and tells us what she thinks is really going on behind the scenes. Hi, all. If you follow To Die For Daily, follow todiefordaily.com. One of my very first interviews, some of my biggest interviews, I should say, are with Emily, at Emily, Emili on Instagram. And you know her because you've been requesting her. You've requested her like recently. Emily and I have talked about the evolution of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's relationship. We did Princess Lily's very first astrology reading, and it was all over the place. It blew up all over the place. So I wanted to get together with Emily to ask her about Prince Harry turning 40. This is the perfect time to reconnect. Emily, let's first of all talk about Harry and Meghan's relationship, because in The Sun, the title is Midwife Crisis: How Prince Harry Has Gone from Spare Heir to Meghan's Plus One. And sources are telling The Sun that Harry has become increasingly isolated, which you had predicted years ago to me this would inevitably happen. And they say that he's no longer, or he's not necessarily an equal when it comes to Meghan Markle. He's just kind of basically the trophy husband, really great for social media pictures. When she shows up places, people get a picture with the prince. They say his circle of friends has been curated by Meghan. His social life seems to be more and more guided and built by her. Now, we know he's headed to a 40th birthday party with just him and a bunch of guys while Meghan stays home with the kids. I mean, that probably is feeling great when he's usually surrounded by all of these self-made entrepreneurial women in Montecito that, you know, could outrun him, could run circles around him. To be back with some of his old friends from the UK. What's your gut telling? First of all, I should ask you, explain to new listeners how it is you determine this. You look at the astrology, you have psychic visions. Explain that to my followers, and then tell me what you're seeing with Prince Harry and Meghan now compared to some of the things you've brought up in the past.
Sure. So I look at everything astrologically that's going on personally, and then I also tap in psychically into the energy and make my predictions. So I actually do feel that he is isolated, and I did predict that previously. I had said that he was going to slowly wake up and realize the situation that he had found himself in, but because he does love his children so much, given what had happened with his mother, he really is devoted in that way. He's very much a golden retriever, but also is a very stubborn person. When I tap into his energy, I think that things went so sideways, and he did not imagine that he would be where he is today, given the situation with the family and just how everything has played out.
And do you feel like he's content when he's sitting there? Because the way I describe it is like a G.I. Joe in the middle of Barbie's Malibu mansion with Barbie, like Skipper here, Barbie there, and My Little Ponies. And it's like this army vet who is used to like shooting things for fun, and just like a guy's guy stuck with all of these women talking about perimenopause and whatever, like I cannot imagine that this is his happy place.
No, I don't feel that it is. And I think that he's been trying to use his voice. He's at North Node in Gemini, and he's had a message he's wanted to get out, but it's become so misconstrued. And there is an energy of, wanting to have certain successes, wanting to use his voice to stand up, but it's not come across in the right way. And he's found himself in a bubble that I don't feel that he's fully comfortable in.
All right, now both of the Sussexes have been hit with a really humiliating piece in the Hollywood Reporter titled "Why Hollywood Keeps Quitting on Harry and Meghan." And the graphic was interesting because it was like, I can't remember the exact words, but it was like Prince Harry with prayer hands saying like, please don't go. And then Meghan Markle like screaming, get out of here. But definitely the tone is that Prince Harry is the calm one and Meghan Markle, not so much. But Los Angeles sources, reiterating some of the issues that employees faced at Kensington Palace, saying everyone's terrified of Meghan. She belittles people. She doesn't take advice. They're both poor decision makers. They change their minds frequently. Just so and anyone listening knows, Emily has said that before, that they are poor decision makers and that they change their mind like crazy. They argue that Harry is a very, very charming person, no airs at all, but he's very much an enabler, and she is just terrible. Now, this is like the Hollywood Bible saying, would you work for Harry and Meghan? Ex-employees say, run away. The Hollywood Reporter also said Meghan is absolutely relentless and that she marches around like a dictator in high heels, fuming and barking orders. I've watched her reduce grown men to tears. Are we being fair or unfair to Meghan? She has done a podcast where she said she felt like she was misunderstood and she just wants to be assertive. Is she really rude, or are we too sensitive?
For entertainment purposes only, she is a Leo. She is very assertive, and I do feel that she has come across in some very intense ways and has hurt people's feelings, including her husband's. So she's definitely the energy that is in charge, and she likes to continue to direct things, even if she doesn't know what she's doing, which is, we've seen how that has turned out.
Yeah, we absolutely have. They went through multiple producers on their Netflix docuseries, and while it was the number 1 docuseries released by Netflix, it didn't win any Emmy awards. Critically, it was kind of canned.
They were gassed up around that, I feel too. Whoever was around them, they really thought that they were going to be nominated and win awards, and it just failed.
Yeah, it was not what they thought it was going to be. Now, when they say Prince Harry's an enabler, is he just keeping his mouth shut, or do you think that he is gasoline on an open flame?
I feel like he's blind to things sometimes. He doesn't want to see them. He wants to be in denial around things. There's this part of him that wants to deeply protect her, protect them. It has to do with, the things that have happened to him. But at the end of the day, he's choosing to be blind to certain things and not to see it. They definitely have Rose behind the scenes.
And when you see the Hollywood Reporter coming out and saying this, I mean, that's bad. We know that they work closely with Variety. And Variety has been a tiny bit critical of them, but Variety also kind of, I would say, tiptoes around them because they get access to them. Remember, they put Meghan on the cover of the magazine at one point, right after the Queen died. So this coming from not a British tabloid has to be really jarring for them.
Well, again, for entertainment purposes only, her energy can come across as condescending and a bit diva oriented. And we've seen her be untruthful and be caught in those untruths. They weren't just flat out, lies that the publications were telling. She's been caught in untruths. And, they feel that they are victimized by everyone around them, but they play a part in that victimization. They retaliate back. So when they decide to stop feeding the energy and kind of fade out, I feel that it will get better. But they constantly put themselves in certain positions to where they become, the victim again. They've had a lot of projects that they thought were going to be amazing, and they just did not go where they wanted them to go. And I still kind of see some of that going forward. I do see some money deals and some great things happening, but there's definitely some stuff between now and December, or I would say November going into December, where they really feel like someone in particular has it out for them.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you said that because that was one of the headlines that came out immediately after this Hollywood Reporter article, that Harry and Meghan felt like this was a coordinated attack. So you're looking at the astrology and saying there very well might be a coordinated attack and they should be on guard until the month of December.
Yeah. So there is an energy of, some people that are trying to undercut them or, yes, attack them or expose them.
No.
So and there's some disheartened energy around that. So I do see that continuing.
That's so fascinating. All right, jumping to the next topic. Some royal watchers have been left disappointed by the Prince and Princess of Wales wishing Prince Harry a happy birthday on social media. Now, they just shared the King's tweet and then said, wishing a happy 40th birthday to the Duke of Sussex. You and I know it could have been an intern. This
Sure.
could just be protocol, just be a generic social media strategy. A lot of people are taking this to heart, though. I mean, even people, according to the Daily Beast, close to the king, who called this a significant olive branch. But royal watchers, one said, this is more than he deserves. Truly, another says, I love you, William and Kate, but I won't give a like to anything related to this man. Some argue that Harry would like to reconcile with King Charles. And you've said that before, that he was going to step away and reevaluate a lot of things, and he was going to have some regrets, particularly given King Charles's cancer diagnosis. However, when details of Harry's phone call with his dad to mark his 75th birthday were leaked, the palace, they were really unhappy about that, and it jeopardized that relationship again. Then we heard sources close to Harry tell People magazine and the Daily Beast that the king stopped taking Prince Harry's phone calls over the summer. That you can't go around. You talk about coordinated attacks and Harry and Meghan retaliating. To me, I read that in the Daily Beast, or I read that in People magazine, and that's Harry and Meghan retaliating, leaking stories like that. Is this tweet an olive branch? Is this tweet one step closer to a reconciliation? Maybe not with William and Kate, but with the king. What's your take?
I think that Harry's going to have a lot of regrets. And as I said before, William will become king sooner. I think they're just trying to settle the waters. I don't feel that they want to continue to be attached to this drama. I don't feel like it's a full olive branch. I feel that it's a settling given the circumstances. I feel that both parties still feel very hurt and betrayed. And I feel that the repair between William and Harry will happen in the future, but it's going to take some major time and after some other major things have crossed their path.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
There's no way I could talk to you without having this conversation with you, Ben and Jen. A lot of headlines over the weekend. They were spotted together with their various children amid their divorce. They were seen having brunch together at the Beverly Hills Hotel on Saturday. A source told Page Six, Ben and Jen currently at the Polo Lounge at the Beverly Hills Hotel, holding hands and kissing. The kids are with them at a separate table. Multiple outlets, including Page Six, reported a tense conversation or moment. There were some shots, some photos where it looked like things were weird. TMZ went as far as to report that it was not a friendly meeting. Again, though, Page Six, kissing, holding hands. And then People magazine reporting they all came together for a fun lunch so the kids could hang out. Lopez is trying to be friendly with Ben. You and I both know you don't go to the Polo Lounge at the Beverly Hills Hotel without the expectation of being seen, without the expectation of it being reported. Remember, that's where Harry and Meghan hung out with John Travolta. What do you think? What do you think's going on behind the scenes here with Ben and Jen?
So years ago, I predicted that they would get together, and I also predicted that they would divorce. But I also said that they were going to break up, get back together, break up, get back together, break up, get back together, and then finally go their separate ways. I do feel that the love is really there, but I don't feel that they're going to be able to make the relationship work. They both have this Leo energy, but it comes out in different ways. They, I feel, want to live their lives very differently. And I don't want to say that one specific person is the bad guy, but I feel like they're trying to put on airs in front of the public, given the situation of how everything has kind of come out around their split and how nasty it might have been. I do feel like they're having hope around salvaging the relationship, but I really do feel that they will go separate ways.
So when you think back to this weekend, it really could just be a PR stunt.
Yeah, it feels like,
why would you invite the kids over to somebody's house? you know?
Right. Yes. No, it feels like a PR stunt. Again, there were so many ugly things that came out, that Ben was a runner, that he was cheating on her. I mean, so many things have come out. So I feel like, especially for her image, he does not really care about his image. He really does not want to be in the spotlight. And again, this is where they're at cross purposes. I feel they had some unfinished business with each other, but I feel unless she were to actually step back from the spotlight and he were to really commit deeper into the relationship, because I do feel like he has some issues around that. I don't see them together in the long run.
You're like, unfinished business. It finished. It finished now. And
Yeah.
I know I didn't prep you for this, but any thoughts on Travis and Taylor Swift? I am so sick of them. I can't help it.
I think everybody is sick of them. So a lot of people have asked me if it was a PR stunt. I do feel like there is a big energy around them having big, bold ideas around making money together. So in that way, has been kind of like a very big PR stunt. I actually feel like they may have gotten engaged behind the scenes. That's not fully out. And I do see potentially that there could be a baby.
Yeah,
So
I totally feel like they're either engaged or already married. Like, and that when that happened for me was when I saw the picture of Travis on Taylor's feed with Prince William and Prince George and Princess Charlotte, because I thought, you're not going to waste a feed picture. You're not going to put your boyfriend on your feed with the Prince of Wales. That you put your husband or your fiance, because you don't want to have to go back and delete that picture in 6 months if you guys break up, right?
Right. Well, I kept picking up that their teams have really been tight around this, because I feel like they got engaged a while ago. And it'll come out later, but they're really trying to protect it. But they did make a lot of money off of their relationship. I feel like she was part of, a plan to bring women back to football.
Oh yeah,
And
well, she did. It worked.
yeah, it did work. Well, I mean, good for them, but yeah, I think we're all kind of tired of them.
100%. All right, so if you would like a reading with Emily or would like to know more about her, soulhouse.life, you could follow her on Instagram. Emily, thanks so much for the catch up. That was so fun, and it's really a roller coaster to watch a lot of the things you say about Harry and Meghan actually come to fruition.
Again, I think that they were meant to come together. But I see them growing apart in the future. So we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for having me.
So if you know me, then you probably have the unfortunate understanding that I am absolutely obsessed with Twilight and Robert Pattinson and Edward and Bella.
What's the most selfless thing you've done for love? And it could be for your mom or your dad or your cat. That's cute.
They're in my top 5 of all-time favorite fake couples, with Matthew and Diana of the All Souls books and Danny and Sandy from Greece. Oh my gosh, I could probably go on and on. But there is a compilation of Catherine's beautiful video, which you guys know I love the Princess of Wales's video, and Twilight, and my head, I was living for it. So I don't know how much we can get away with on YouTube, but I'm going to try, and we're going to watch this together. I had to kill the Twilight music, but oh my God. So they're spinning around. Oh my gosh, them in the field. Oh, good. Catherine and William in the field, Edward and Bella in the field, baby Louis climbing the tree, Edward climbing the tree, Prince William with bugs. Oh, what's his name with the worm when they're leaving the field trip, the family with the cricket bats, the Cullens with the baseball bats. I mean, this is so Catherine behind the wheel of a car, Bella in the car. It is amazing. I love, you know what? And this is sweet, and it's a funny, like, little comparison, which I am so much more into than some of the things I saw over the weekend from like the Daily Beast, comparing it to an OnlyFans, the way that Prince William and Catherine were, spending time together on the beach. You know what, Daily Beast, sometimes I want to tell you where to shove it. But anyway, I just had to share that video with you because those are my worlds colliding. Twilight and the British royal family. I never knew it could exist. I never knew it could happen. And here it is. And I have to be honest with you, I like it. I like it a lot. It made me giggle. All right, if you made it to the end of this video, comment with a crown emoji or the word queen so that I can see you. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Oh, and let me know what your predictions are for Prince Harry. I'm curious. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Kinsey Schofield.